This represents all lines and all spaces. By the way, for you people on the internet out there that do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, it turns out there is an equivalent to this. For the number 1 is C, the number 3 would be E, the number 5 would be G, the number 7 would be B, 2 would be D, 4 would be F, and 6 would be A. And what you would have is cows eat grass, but don't fly airplanes. Now, I'm an old hippie. If my cow's eating grass, I don't want it to fly my airplane. I don't. Okay? I just don't want a cow on grass. Okay? But if you say cows eat grass, but don't fly airplanes, you can use that circle of thirds the same way we're using this. If I told you that the bottom line was E, right? Then cows eat, then the next line above would be G, grass. Next line would be B, but. Next line would be D, don't. Next line, F, fly. Next line above, larger line above, A, airplanes. Cows eat grass but don't fly airplanes. Describes every line or every space. And by the way, that's the only poem you need to learn to write everything. So I see it's blinking at me, which means it's running out. Yeah, 5 seconds you mean. So in other words, I can use cows eat grass but don't fly airplanes the same way we're using 1, 3, 5, 7 because they're the same thing in the key of C. And what happens is if I know the name of any line or any space, anywhere, with any clef, then I can use that cows eat grass but don't fly airplanes as a way to figure out how to name all the lines or to name all the spaces. And if I name all the lines and I name all the spaces, then I have a pretty good chance of being able to read the rest of the music. Okay? And the thing is the way I was taught is I was taught 4 different poems. I was taught one poem for all the spaces on the treble clef and a different poem for the lines on the treble clef. Then I was taught a different poem for the lines on the bass clef and a different poem for the spaces on the bass clef. Then I made the mistake in high school of picking up the viola. And then I had to learn the viola staff, which was, they had their own little, and then I had to learn this over again with the, so I wound up, eventually, by the time I was 14 years old, I had 8 poems that I learned, 4 named the spaces and 4 different poems named the things for the different clefs I was running into. I was one confused puppy. And then one day I sat down and realized that cows eat grass but don't fly airplanes describes everything in every clef, everywhere, all the time, no matter what. So that was my first that was the first time I became Albert Einstein looking for a unified field theory in music before I found the numbers and realized another thing that does is it spells all the chords. If I want to spell a C chord, it would be cows eat grass, C-E-G. If I want to spell a B chord, okay, cows eat grass, but don't fly, B-D-F, but don't fly. So this gives me the names, at least the letter names, of every chord that's ever written, okay? And it only tells me going up the staff. If I'm coming down the staff, then we rotate it the other way, and it's can a farm dog bite green eggs? You like that one? That's even funnier, huh, Paul? Can a farm dog bite green eggs? Now, any decent farm dog would know, stay away from the green eggs. Only city dogs would do that. But, so, can cows eat grass but don't fly airplanes? That's if you're going up the staff. Can a farm dog bite green eggs? If you're coming down the staff, you need to spell your chords backwards. And that's all you need to know, folks, is that. And what these clefs do is the clef tells you what the name of a line or a space is. So once you know that, if it's the F clef, and it's pointing at what they want to call the F line, then cows eat grass but don't F fly. Okay, we'll start with the number 4, and come on, good number, right? So it's still the same process. Okay, let's take a look at this quickly. You want to change the tape while I'm going over this? Okay, the first one that's sharp by itself is the number 7. So that top line is the number 7. So there's two places where 1 can be. 1 can be the space above that. That's where 1 would be, right? Because 7, then it goes to 1. So the space right above that is the number 1. Okay, another would be the number 1. Or I could do it this way. Make that space 7, the next space down is 5, the next space down is 3, and the space underneath the whole thing would be the number 1. So if you have 1 on the space below the staff, that's where 1 is at. Or if it's the line immediately above the space where the sharp is, that is also the number 1. They are both the number 1. Well, why is it on a space and then a line? Because there's 7 notes, folks, and 7's an odd, stupid-ass number. It changes. But if I start counting, you know, in the military, they always use even numbers because when you're marching, it's right, left, right, left, right. And they want to put the emphasis on the, actually they go left, right, left, right, left, right. They always start sinister in marching with the left, right? So it's left, right, left, right. I left my wife and 43 kids alone in the kitchen in starving condition without any gingerbread. Left, left. The sergeant is a son of a bitch. Sound off, 1, 2. Sound off, 3, 4. Cadence count, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left. So it always keeps coming back to the left, right? But any odd number is not going to do that. Any odd number is going to switch your body from one side to the other. So if I go 1, 2, 3, now it's right, left, 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 right. It's an odd number. If I do 5, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. Why? The only thing I'm thinking about is go to the left. Oh, it's about time, go to the right. Oh, it's about time, go to the left. I'm not even counting. Actually, I'm just feeling the distance when I have to change my body. So, we have 7 notes. What's going to happen? The first note, number 1, is on a line. The one above it is going to be on a space. Because we're going line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space. Then an odd spacing is going to change us from a line to a space. Now what happens if we take that one and go on up to the next octave? It'll go space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line. And it'll wind up back on the line. So if I have a 1 on a line, the 1 above that will be on a space, and the 1 2 octaves above it will come back to the line again. And the whole process will start over. It takes 2 octaves to go through the circle twice, and that is harmony. Harmonies are done 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. 15, there's no 15th chord, there's no 14th chord, because we went from a line back to a line. So the whole process sets up, and again, this shows you that there's a built-in bias within the staff to be 2 octaves wide. Melodies are 1 octave wide, and you do that twice, but for harmonies, it's usually stretched over 2 octaves. And then the whole pattern starts all over again. This asymmetry becomes symmetrical. There's a definite symmetry, but it's a much larger circle that you're looking at, okay? So every 2 octaves, it returns to the same position. It starts, if the number 2 starts on a space, the next octave above it'll be on the line, and then above that it'll be back on the space again. And it'll be on the same darn space that it was when it started. So we can't have anything more than 2 octaves without the exact same mathematical patterns repeating.